I am a first-generation American, and my parents came here during the Iranian Revolution, and they both sought asylum here. So when I was growing up, I always was very thankful to be in this country and to have an education in this country, and always knew I wanted to do something with my career that served people who were not as fortunate as me to grow up here or somewhere like here. So that is kind of how I landed on a legal career after reading a few books where I saw stories of lawyers who used their legal degree, their law degree, to go out into the world and serve people who are underrepresented and overlooked and who are not cared for by their government and who are not free.
When I was in my undergrad, I was interested in criminal justice reform, but I wasn't sure exactly where I would fit into that. And my first job after law school was actually at an Innocence Project in New Orleans, Louisiana. And it was there that I really kind of like dug into a lot of issues and saw just like the faces of the people that are stuck in the criminal system that we have in the United States. And from there, my career kind of took me in a path that kind of led me to realize that law was the way that I can really affect the most change.
I wasn't really sure if I wanted to go to law school. I did feel like a lot of my colleagues at UCLA were going to law school, and I felt the pressure to kind of do that. But because I wasn't sure, I took 2 years off, and in that time I worked at an immigration firm in Riverside, a small firm. But it was through my work there that I realized how the law really is an effective medium to bring about the social change that I want to see happen.
When I assisted with KIND in their legal clinics, one of the interpretations that I did was assisting a 5-year-old child and really listening to their experience coming into the U.S. and some of the things that the child had to face, in that journey coming here.
I've tried to do a lot of different work in a lot of different areas to really benefit people. Probably the thing that I'm proudest of was last summer I had the chance to volunteer at Trans Pride LA. It's an annual festival that's held for trans-identifying people at the Los Angeles LGBT Center. And while I was there, I got to help with their name and gender marker change clinic. And to really work with a population of people that is so used to society in general, ignoring them, really vilifying them and not wanting to help them, to know that there was somebody there that had skills and experiences that could help them achieve something they wanted, which is to be legally recognized as the people that they are, and to do that work with a smile and to help them get from point A to point Z and doing it super quickly and efficiently. It just made me feel so fulfilled.
The summer after my first year of law school, I went to the Philippines and worked for International Justice Mission as a summer legal intern. And there I assisted a team of local private prosecutors and the investigations team and the social workers and the psychologists. We all worked together to find, rescue, and prosecute. I was in the room as the police were doing their operations, and then I went with the team to the home where the 2 girls were as we saved them from their mother and grandmother who had been sexually exploiting them. And when we arrived there, my supervisor told me, okay, I want you to hold the 2-year-old on the drive back. And that was a little bit uncommon because usually the social workers are the ones who hold the children. So I held a 2-year-old girl in my arms as we drove in a van for over an hour to the safe house, and she cried because we had taken her away from her mom. But what she didn't realize, because she was so young, is that her mom had been sexually exploiting her on the internet. That experience was extremely impactful for me. I realized how large of an impact I could have on somebody's life with my legal degree. That experience was heartbreaking, but I also left the Philippines knowing that that is the kind of work I want to do. That is the kind of powerful work that I feel like I am called to do with my law degree.
My end goal is that either I can start my own nonprofit or start my own legal firm where I'm able to do nonprofit work and get the cases that maybe other nonprofits won't be able to accept and actually represent clients in the courts.
When I get out of law school, I want to be a public defender. And in 10 years, I want to continue to do that on-the-ground work, but I also want to be thinking bigger. I want to be thinking about prison reform, criminal justice reform in general. And I think being on the ground in the courtroom every single day as a public defender is going to be an incredible place to start in order to actually understand those issues even deeper and more fully, and to understand what the possible remedies would be.
I feel that now, even just being a law student, I do feel like my work in the Juvenile Innocence Clinic is meaningful to me, and every case that I work on really leaves an impact on me. So if I can just continue doing that, whether I'm at a nonprofit, whether I'm at a private law firm, if I'm continuing to feel like I'm making a positive change, then that's all I can hope for.
Well, I took a religion and the Constitution course at USC, and I became really interested in issues of religion in the law. So that's what initially drew me to the topic and made me more interested in reading more about it, learning more about it, and writing about it. And it makes a lot of interesting points about the changing landscape of marriage in our day and age, and spiritual custody and how that works, how religious exemptions work, and just all of it together and how they're related.
I was doing some research into how the rule of law will change over time and not just sticking with the same status quo that we've always had, how it's going to develop and change. And I thought that something else that kind of fell in line with that was technology, and how technology is constantly developing and changing. And I think in the future we'll see a lot of developments in technology that lead to the necessity for more administration, more regulation, and those are kind of untapped areas of the law that I think will require a lot of thinking, development, academia in the future.
Thank you for supporting us with our education.
Thank you to the Beverly Hills Bar Association for awarding me with the Rule of Law Writing Competition Grand Prize.
So I sincerely love to thank the Beverly Hills Bar Association and the Bar Foundation for giving me the opportunity not only to speak about the work that I do, but to be recognized for it.
Without your support, I definitely would not be able to stand here today to reach my dream.
Doing this work is very important to me, and I'm very passionate about it, and the Beverly Hills Bar Foundation is something that's going to help me get there.
It's not easy to be a first-generation student trying to navigate this process of law school and trying to do public interest on top of that. It's difficult financially, it takes a toll emotionally and physically on the student, and for the Beverly Hills Bar Association to offer these opportunities really make me feel, and I'm sure I speak for the other scholarship recipients, it makes us feel like there are people in our corner that are supporting us and that do believe in the work that we want to pursue.